New location for this one. Well, if Bond travels from one location to another, I definitely travel from one back room to another. Okay, let's rock and roll. The Bond series is known for its big pre-title opening sequences, but what is the best? There being over 20 to choose from, with so many examples of great filmmaking and stunt work, it's hard to choose. But I guess the reason you're here is to find out what I think. So what's the criteria? The Bond series is iconic for opening up with a big sequence, usually an action set piece, that gets the audience into the mindset of what kind of film they're going to be watching. Then the titles begin with a song performed by a popular artist from the time. So the moment from the gun barrel to the titles, that is the pre-title sequence. Sometimes they're standalone adventures, other times they're integral to the story. They should always show off the Bond character, have interesting stunt work, or just a piece of action. That's the only criteria. The big opening pre-title sequence has become integral as part of the Bond series. It's been satirized and homaged too many times to even count. We also have trends that have merged over the years. These became big set pieces to show off what the film was or is going to be. Remind the audience why they came to see this film. Give them their Bond fix from the start. So where do we go? Thunderball has a nice twist / gag at the very start, a big fight sequence, then goes big, a jetpack. The Spy Who Loved Me is just iconic. Moonraker's opening is just crazy. Look at this. They spent so much time jumping airplanes to capture all this footage. Octopussy, it's so much fun. Disguises, the plane sequence, it's peak Roger Moore Bond. License to Kill does its narco James Bond thing and then goes big with this. And like every Brosnan movie, they go big with the pre-title sequences. GoldenEye had a point to prove. It wanted to remind everyone why Bond was the best. It had been 6 years since License to Kill, and they needed to show what Bond was all about. Tomorrow Never Dies, Bond is the White Knight codename. He causes havoc at an arms bazaar. It's the first time we hear David Arnold's Bond music, and it's a great start. And The World Enough has this, and a boat chase up the Thames. When I was 6 years old, it got me. Well, Die Another Day just tries to do it all. I could talk all day about this film. Or exactly 9 minutes and 9 seconds. It's big, outrageous, bullet down the gun barrel, surfing, hovercrafts, diamonds, North Korea. Skyfall has a sequence which Sam Mendes described as like a Russian doll. It goes from car to bike to on top of the Grand Bazaar to on a train to in a digger to back on the train to fighting on the train. Not only is this a great spectacle for the film, but the consequences of this sequence affect Bond throughout the whole film. But as we know, spectacle isn't everything. If spectacle is hollow and meaningless, it means nothing. And that's why the best Bond opening belongs to Goldfinger. It's 4 minutes and 55 seconds of Bond perfection, which leads into the iconic song. As I said in a previous video, Goldfinger is where the Bond series finds its way. It figures out a lot of the tropes that make the Bond series. And one of the big things that makes the Bond series is the iconic opening sequences. Here in Goldfinger, we have a sequence that organically hits most of the Bondisms. Gun barrel, exotic locations, John Barry doing the music, sneaking, a Ken Adams set, planting explosions, then a big explosion, a Bond watch, impeccable style, then this, iconic, a Bond girl who turns into a femme fatale, a fight scene which leads to a witty one-liner, and then an iconic Bond song. It perfectly encapsulates what Bond is in just a few minutes. Imagine if someone said to you, I just have 5 minutes, but I want to know what this James Bond thing is all about. There is only one thing you should show them. The pre-title sequence from Goldfinger. It's over 50 years old, but still shows us exactly what the Bond series is about. I know it doesn't quite have the huge spectacle we've come to expect from the Bond series, but it gets the characters so right. None of that matters. This sequence tells you exactly what the film is going to be. The tone, the style, the action, the intrigue, and when it's all over, a cheeky one-liner at the end. Plot and character are the most important thing in filmmaking. And this acts like a tight 5-minute short film. Back in '64, you would have seen this and the message was clear. Put on your seatbelt, you're in for a ride. So my title for best opening sequence goes to Connery. But why don't you guys take a look and let me know what you think? As I said earlier, there is so much of these in the series. The series has great history and so many of these exciting sequences. And if you have a favourite sequence, comment below and tell me what it is. From looking at the No Time to Die trailer, we could even have a new favourite one come this November. Well, you came back, so that's a good sign. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment, subscribe, plenty more of this Bond content, and we're going to explore way more films than just that.